Matt, obviously there's going to be a recount that's being led by the leader of the Green Party, Ms. Jill Stein.
Yeah.
She's also putting up the money and has raised the money, a couple of $1 million, to have this recount done in several key voting states. And now Hillary Clinton has gotten on board and says she owes it to her voters to support this recount because perhaps there was some voter fraud. Now Donald Trump comes out and says, well, there was a many illegals voting, and he's angry about it also because there should be a recount in his mind of all the illegals who voted. You know what this says to me? It says what Bernie Sanders initially spoke about and backed up on. It says what Donald Trump said, but now he's backing up on. The system is corrupt politically. It needs to be cleaned up. And if the current administration does not do something to prove to the American people that they're going to clean house and quote unquote drain the swamp, they're going to have pitchforks and torches, as Ted Cruz said, up in Washington, D.C.
And he's right. Look, this whole idea with this green society, they're crazy. They're crazy. She raised $6 million that's going to go right down the drain. So it kind of gives you an idea what Jill is all about. The other thing to understand is, you know, by the time we get to December 19th, when the electorate counts the votes and we know exactly who the president is going to be officially, that's going to take place. But between now and then, as I have often said, all of these little things, all of this nonsense is going to take place in order to try and upset Trump. If Trump was smart, you don't tweet anything except the things that are important.
But Matt,
that's what he's got to stop doing.
The people around Donald Trump are very smart, but I don't think Mr. Trump is very smart himself. The fact that he's considering Mitt Romney to be his Secretary of State.
We'll see what happens. We don't know that yet.
And Mitt Romney was the one leading the charge of the Never Trumpers. Mitt Romney held a national press conference and called him a phony and a fraud and disrespected Donald Trump. Now this man is being considered Secretary of State. It shows that Donald Trump is going to play the same political game as the rest of them. And I've never agreed with Ted Cruz.
You don't know what's going to happen.
I've never agreed with Ted Cruz.
You don't know what's going to happen.
But I agree with Ted Cruz on this. If that happens, it's going to be pitchforks and torches for that administration.
Just because he's talking to Romney does not mean Romney's going to be the Secretary of the State. But that's what TV stations are doing now. They're trying to come up with something to keep people watching
If a man got on TV with a national press conference and called you a phony and a fraud and spoke bad about you, and most evil things he said were true or not true.
They already do.
Would you make him your Secretary of State?
They already do.
Would you make him your Secretary of State?
The city of Houston hates
my
guts.
Would you make him your Secretary of State? Hell no, you wouldn't.
Well, how do you know that that's going to happen here?
The fact that you're stuttering says that you would make that man your Secretary of State.
Romney is not going to be your Secretary of State.
If he makes him that, I guarantee you, there's going to be hell to pay with his core supporters, man.
Let's shake hands.
But they all corrupt. We got to shake on that. And I bet you $1 they all corrupt.
No, I bet you $1 that Romney is not going to be Secretary of State.
No, that's a corrupt bet.
We got that on TV.